Oh good. The ship I called in is invisible. Well, the lights are now on. That's a thing. Ah! Ooh! There it is! Found it. Alright. Hey everybody, welcome back. We're looking at another ship this week, of course. We're looking at the A1 Spirit from Crusader. We happen to actually be on Crusader right now here at August Dunlow Spaceport. That's where I live most of the time anymore. I used to stay a lot at Area 18, but ended up finding more use out here. But anyhow, let's get on to looking at the ship that decided to pop in randomly at the last second. Actually, it was like more like just took forever to show up. Anyhow, it did eventually show up, and it's here now. Has a default paint job being like pretty much white and blue, and with some black on there and grays. I guess it's mostly just gray. It's not really black. Maybe, I don't know. Hard telling with this game sometimes in the lighting. I never noticed that before. That's kind of neat. Crusader. So it's a ship. It's got some guns. It's got an interior. Actually has an interior. We'll look at the interior. And it's got that general Crusader feel to it. That Crusader shape and feel. It is a bomber. And as you can see, it's got these wingtip deals that like to kind of fold in and out, I believe. I'm pretty sure they fold in and out. They're supposed to. Yeah, they're kind of like on the A2 and the C2 and the M2. The little vertical takeoff mode. And as we can see, valet drivers are at their usual crap. We have a slightly different engine style this time. Still similar and very Crusader-like, but the engines are a 4-cell engine rather than 2 massive dual cells. It's another one of the ships we can run under the wing on, which I love. I love being able to do this without having to go all the way around and be able to get to the front. Is that a track for the turret up top? Is this another turret that does the whole like flip down thing like the Scorpius? Alright, hang on, we gotta investigate this. Is there any way for me to get on top? No. I have another way of investigating. Let's go ahead and start looking at the interior real quick. Hey, good, the door's opening. One thing that's really cool about this ship, you know, is this little red hash line that shows up on the ground around it. Got little light emitters somewhere. I don't know, maybe it's those that are emitting the light? Not sure. But somehow it's emitting this light to let you know, like, this is where you need to not be if you don't want to get crushed by the door. That's a neat little touch. Go ahead and close the door. Excellent. I love the red lighting in here too. That's a really cool strip of lighting. We have access to some components back here. Power plant, cooler and shields. We have the jump drive and the batteries over here. So this is where most of our components are, right in the back. Making this a very easy ship to salvage from. Go ahead and get this big door open and we are greeted with all of them bad boys. Oh yeah. Look at them bombs. Big boomer bombers. Get this door closed. I only just now noticed that that's where the button ends up going, is down into the bottom right corner of that door. Earlier when I was in here, I was looking at this thing, trying to figure out if I could close the door with that. Nope, that's just an engineering console that I can't really do anything with anyway. But yeah, look at them big old bombs. No, they're not nukes like what you got on the A2. Not exactly anyway, they're pretty nukey. They're pretty big. They still pack quite a lot of a punch. And they are kind of intended to be more of a carpet bomby type deal. The only problem is they don't drop out in carpet bomb fashion. They drop out too slowly to be really carpet bomb effective. We do have a couple more components here, by the way. We have the radar and the avionics, and then the gravity generator and the life support. Does this mean that we're eventually going to be able to like change out the grav gen? We're just going to close that because it looks like there is no gravity generator anyway, so... come on in here, and we have ourselves the most important room in the building, or in the ship, and the most important seat in the ship, the toilet. And it does actually come out. But I still can't sit on it, but I do like that this bathroom does seem to be a little more completed, even though we are still vampires. Have no reflection. We have a little sink here, that's nice, and the shower, obviously. But we also have like these hot and cold buttons here too. It's just a little more detailed than what we normally have on the ships. Oh, ignore the mirror right now. Woo. I'm gonna close that. Then we have ourselves this little spot here, kind of like the kitchenette. The kitchen nook is literally taking the entire kitchen and throwing it into a nook. And we got a couple of, I believe these are intended for spacesuits. Oh, well, and then we have that too. So that's the gun rack. Yeah, and that's for spacesuits. Got a couple beds, because this is the two-man ship. We got the pilot, obviously, who will have access to his guns, but then we have co-pilot who has access to a turret. We got the storage above each of the beds, and they are individual to each other, just like in the A2, how all the storage things are all individual to each other, so they have their own separate inventories. And we got the pilot seat here. We'll go ahead and sit in the pilot seat. Before we get the ship running and doing all that stuff, let's go ahead and take a look at that Urkel. Alright, moving into the weapons here on the old Urkel. We got a size 3 turret, nose turret. It's locked to the ship. It's got a couple of M5A laser cannons equipped in it. Then we got a couple more size 3 M5As on the other two mounts, also doing 457 sustained damage together. All four of them together on the pilot, you got 915 DPS, 600 alpha. Going on to the turret that is controlled by your buddy, the co-pilot, it has two size 2 M4As in it. But because it is turret controlled, or it's the turret and not the pilot controlled, it gets a whopping 722 sustained DPS with 220 alpha, because they really want you to, they really want to push the idea of having friends on your turrets when you're flying multi-person ships, so they really give a bonus to that damage on the turret. Moving on from weapons, well, from the guns anyway, we got the quantum drive, the size 2 Jaeger, military grade B, max speed of 248,286 kilometers per second. The Jaeger, it is yet another one of those quantum drives that is no slouch in speed. So honestly, like, you don't really need to change this one out. It has the efficiency, it has the speed. I mean, if you want to, you can change it out to something a little bit faster. You don't really need to. We got 2 missile racks and 1 bomb rack. The 2 missile racks come with 4 total arrestor 3s, and the bomb rack comes with 10 storm burst bombs. You can set it up to drop 5 at a time, but I say 5 at a time, but they still only drop 1 at a time when you do that. It's still like a really slow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But yeah, I'll get into how much I think that they should be a little more clustered together. But anyhow, getting off of that, no more of the missiles and bombs. We're done talking about them. Those bombs do a lot of damage, by the way, and they got a pretty good radius of blast radius. Moving on to the shields, we got size 2 full stop, military grade C, 9,000 hit points on it. So this thing, not exactly a great shield, and then it's got a problem where it's currently acting like a quadrant shield, so it's even worse. So you're splitting 9,000 amongst 4. It's a paper shield right now, so don't get hit by gunfire. That's my tip. Don't take gunfire. power plant has a size 2 ultraflux in it, military grade B, 10,000 power per second. We're using 3,613 per second, so we're doing fine. And we can't even use more than that, so like I can't change out the weapons to make them use more power in this current setup. And the cooler is a size 2 Boreal 4,800, or well 4,800,000 cooling per second. That's a really weird way of saying 4,800,000. A1 Spirit is a role of bomber, career combat. It is a size 4 ship, crew size of 2, has a body of 16,500 hit points, and nose 13,500 hit points. All together, that math don't work, but it says 46,300 hit points. Our max speed is 1,120 meters per second. Our SEM is 154 meters per second, SEM being the blue area. Our max pitch yaw and roll. Don't expect this thing to be doing like trick shots or like trick maneuvers. It's a bomber still. It's a lightweight bomber, but it's a bomber. At least for a bomber, I call it a lightweight bomber. Hydrogen capacity is 687,000. Quantum fuel capacity is 3,750. I can say that the quantum fuel capacity is pretty decent. I don't really know about the hydrogen. I don't know the numbers on that as well. I just know that hydrogen runs out occasionally if you don't refuel it. So refuel it when you need to, or just blow the ship up. Who cares? It's not like it really has a negative effect right now. That is the A1 Spirit and its Urkel, or its DPS calculator. Let's go ahead and get back to flying it. Well, let's take off and fly it. There. Better. Alright, now that we're back, now let's see, will you start ship? Alright, there we go, now the ship's running.
Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking.
As you can see, we have the 4 M5As there on the pilot, and the capacitor in this thing is not great. Not great at all. We got 16 shots. That's on base. If we put the guns up, we get, I think, 19? Yeah, 19 shots. Not a lot, but it is enough to defend yourself. They are big guns, too. They're M5As. Let's go ahead and put the camera out here real quick, because I did want to take a look at this. So, yeah. We do have another track on the turret up top, which I believe means that this turret will be able to flip upside down, turn around, and, like, defend the back of the ship with a little more angle, looking at most of the back and not being limited to the top of the back. Because at the current spot where the turret is, you wouldn't be able to look any further down than that. But then when it moves on the track, you'll have more access to be able to look down and around. And on a ship like a bomber, this actually makes pretty decent sense to do that. This way the pilot can focus on doing the bombing run while the co-pilot focuses on defending the ship, and the pilot doesn't have to worry about like evasive maneuvers as much. You know, you get attacked by something that's powerful enough to take you out, you might have to evade. Let's go ahead and get this thing in the air, get the door open. We'll take it for a nice little flight and play with these bombs a little bit. I almost forgot, I did want to look at this. So put the landing gear down. Oh. Well, that's intriguing. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. It's just like the other Crusader ships with this type of wingtip. You have to turn it back on for them to come back out. So you have to turn VTOL on and off to be able to get these to go in and out. If you start the ship up and fly it, it'll automatically put them back into this mode. When you go to take off, it helps to put them like this, just to get the wingtips back in. I'll go ahead and put them back out. Raise the landing gear. Very short little landing gears. It is of course nighttime, as it always is. And look at that, we have tail lights. we have legit tail lights, that's funny. But anyhow, let's go ahead and find something. Well, let's go somewhere and bomb something. Drop some bombs. Hopefully they work right. They got quite a large spread, so right now it's showing all 4, like I can blow them all up right now and that'll be cool, but I kind of want to do this sitting still, I think. So let's go ahead and stop moving again. I don't know why I started moving. Go up in the air a little bit. Actually, we're high enough in the air. We're plenty high enough. There. Okay, change camera angle. Get ourselves a little bit more leveled out. And let's drop some bombs. As you can see, since we have the bombs active, the bomb bay is in fact open. And you can see the bombs right there. Let's pull the trigger. And as you see, they do just kind of drop one at a time like that. And they drop kind of slowly here because we have low gravity, but there's all 4 of the bombs, and you see how far apart they are. That's just... There's no way you can accurately do a carpet bomb while moving with that much spread between the bombs. Those need to be definitely made to drop a lot quicker in succession than that. Let's see if we can even see them explode. Now I know I gotta wait a while because they fall kind of slow with the low gravity. And I always end up thinking that they're gonna take longer than they do. Well, if they exploded, I missed it. So we're gonna go a little bit lower. Huh. Something tells me it worked. Because there's a big black spot under me now. Let's move forward a little. Oh no, that was just shadow. Okay. Okay. Try this again. Dropping bombs. Now there they go, they're dropping. Let's check our altitude real quick just to make sure we're not too close to the ground. We might be a little too close. I hope not. It would really suck if we are. Well, I mean, it would really suck because they won't go off. I still see them. They fall for a little bit and then they pause and then they fall and then they pause and then... Oh, there's one. There's 2. Okay, I saw 2 of them go off and explode. Up 3. Is there a 4th one? There's supposed to be a 4th one. That's okay. I got 2 more bombs left, and just like last time, we are going... Oh, there's the 4th one. And just like last time, we are going to race these 2 to the ground and see what happens. Actually, no. No. Even more so like last time. I need... Oh, I didn't even realize that. I am able to put 5 out at once. Well, that's better. But still, they're still too slow in between one another. Anyhow, we're going to drop 1, like so. But then we're also going to turn the ship off just as soon as we do. Like, as soon as I see that thing falling. There it goes. Turn the ship off. Which one will make it first? Apparently, I will make it to the bomb first. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and come back for more. See ya.